Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's another Mythic Monday, so today we're going to be taking a look at the Mythic Legion's War of the Aetherblade Deluxe Male Orc Legion Builder. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Alright, here we have the front of the package, and boy, this is a big boy. He's got a lot of stuff in here. We have multiple heads, lots of equipment, lots of options for customization for this guy, lots of weapons. He is really cool, and this is the standard version. If you got the exclusive version, then you got this extra head helmeted version. It would go right there in the package. I happen to get this in some trades, so I already have it. But yeah, I mean, this guy is pretty kitted out as it is. Here on the back, you can see this is from the Kickstarter of the Mythic Legion's Tactics video game. And then if you want to pause that and read up on him right there, you certainly can. So he comes with a lot of stuff. We got a lot to get through, so let's get him opened up and take a closer look at everything he comes with. All right, I just wanted to show you guys how he comes trayed out. In the first tray here, we have all of the heads, his couple of torsos that he comes with, the armor, some bits and bobs here and there, a couple of weapons here in the front. And then in the secondary tray, here is a lot of goodies. We've got a bunch of weapons, his shield, this ball and chain, which I've never had before. I'm looking forward to getting. And yeah, just all the little, all the rest of everything. So we got a lot to get to. Let's get to it. All right, starting off, he does come with two different torsos, a bare-chested green torso and this sort of armored knight torso, which is really cool. I like the options here. We have a couple of tabards. We do have his lower, like this little, this version, which is more like just a robe. And then we have this barbarian version. We have two lower loin armors. So we've kind of have like this barbarian version with leather straps. And then we have this more plated version. And you can kind of like mix and match. You can put this kind of tabard here with the armor. You can mix it up with the barbarian version. I kind of like this leather and fur version for the barbarian. It kind of fits to me a little bit nicer, but it also looks good with the plated armor as well. He does come with a spiky gorget. I believe that's what this is. It goes around his neck. You can see that it kind of fits in. It would fit in under that net peg there. It does not have a place to plug in on this body, but it does just sit there nicely. As long as you have some shoulder pauldrons on. He does come with a red of the original version of the belt. It's kind of more of a reddish brown, which I kind of dig. And I love this colorway of the shield. I've gotten this shield before, but this I really love. I love that weathered kind of leather look to the armor. You can see where it plugs in on the back. It does have a couple of peg holes here for the handle if you want to use it as a shield. But you can also put this on the back of the body as well to sort of use as like a shell. Like this is kind of like his back shell, kind of like a Ninja Turtle. Maybe that's what they were going for. But yeah, he can carry it on his back like a shield, or he can use it as like part of his carapace or something. That's kind of cool. You can see some like bones in the back of it. Some ribbed, sculpted parts. Looks really cool. Then we have two sets of shoulder pauldrons. We have this bronze version that's kind of spiky and goblin or orc-like with the plates on it, which looks really cool. I like these a lot. And then we have the more standard knight versions that would go with that, sort of plate mail chest piece. And I dig those as well. We got lots of options here. Next up, we have lots of weapons. I don't believe I've had this before, but this is a real metal chain, just with a plastic strap and plastic. This is kind of rubber, and it doesn't come apart, so you could probably take the hand off and slip that on. But I do like this ball and chain. I don't have one of these, so it's really cool to get one. And I love this version of this spike spear that we've gotten before with this kind of bronze shaft with the leather wraps. Looks really cool. I love the sculpt on this sword. We've gotten it many times before, but every time I get it, I absolutely love it. It just looks killer. And of course, you have your standard knight sword here that we've gotten a ton of times, and it looks really cool. It has a bronze and silver look to it. Then we get a couple of bone weapons. We get this bone sword with this, vertebrae style handle, and then we get this nice little bone or like sort of antler blade. It's got this bronze spike on the back, silver blade on the front. We've gotten this before, but it looks really nice. And this is another thing that I don't have, and this is his hammer staff. The tip of this does not come off. I don't have this hammer head or this hammer staff, so I'm really excited to get it. I'm not sure if this tip comes off. If it does, it's on there really well and doesn't want to come off, but you just plug this in and you've got this killer hammer, which is really cool with the bronze and gold motif on there. It looks great, and I love the end of it with all those spikes on the pommel. Man, that looks incredible. He comes with tons of head options. Here is your the head that comes on him in the package with this face paint, which I think just looks incredible. This is probably my favorite head in the pack. Then we get a standard orc head with the tusk. You can see it's a little different shape. The ears are different. The face is a little squattier and not as tall and vertical. The tusks are a little small. And then we get this bearded version, which is just like this, just without the face paint, which I think this looks really cool. I dig this version too. And then he also comes with that same sort of orc style head, the squattier version, but with a helmet on. So you've got this nice bronze helmet with a spike on it, the big ears poking out to the side. And like I said, this is the standard version of this release. And if you did get the deluxe version or the exclusive version, then you got this extra helmet that I got in a trade, like a fodder lot or something like that. And so I happen to have it. And so I did want to show it off because it does come with the exclusive version of this set as well. So here is sort of like one version that I've made of this guy. He just kind of has like the bronze plated armor. He's got sort of a barbarian look. You can see how the gorget doesn't plug in anywhere. It just kind of sits right there on the back of his neck. It doesn't really plug in. But I like this barbarian look with the leather and the fur. I just think this guy looks really cool. This is just one version that you can make of this guy. And if you want to pop the head off and try out some other heads, here's what he looks like with that face paint barbarian version, which I think also looks really, really sweet. And let's try this head. Man, this is just a tank. I think I want to make a tank character out of this guy using this head sculpt because I've had it for a while, but I've never really used it on anybody, and this may be the time to use it. Here's that squattier head, which also looks really, really killer as well on this guy. And then here we have the unpainted bearded version, which I also think looks really good. Now, one thing to note is that when you do have these larger pauldrons on, you cannot plug this into its back without some sort of adapter. But just as it is, it doesn't fit. And this figure, weirdly enough, doesn't come with any of the adapters. But I've got tons of them. They come with other figures. So, without an adapter, you're not doing that. Here is the more slimmed down knighted version. And I have to say that I'm kind of like not a fan of the mismatched color of armor here. I think I would have rather this armor and the shoulder pads be this bronze color to match the lower armor and the head helmet. I think that would look really nice. I don't know. Maybe it's just personal preference. Just for me, I kind of think that would work a little bit better. As such, these are going to go in my fodder box. I'm not going to be really using them with this guy because to me, they just don't aesthetically, the colors just don't match up and it just doesn't do it for me. Oh, this head's a little hard to pop on. This is a tight fit right here, but man, that head looks really good on that knight neck, which I think it looks really cool. Oh, you're going to give me trouble. I can see it. Oh, okay. Do it off camera. And then finally, let's just pop this thing on and see what it looks like with this version. Yeah, it's just not doing it for me. So, yeah, let's pop this version on just to see, get back to where we were. And there you have it. There's just a lot of options with this guy, and we're going to get to those in just a minute. As far as height comparisons go, I do want to bring in, here's like a little goblin, swig here. We'll bring him in, and then here's one of my custom ogre scale figures. So let's bring him in, and so you can see how he scales within the line, within the different height versions of this guy. So let's get these guys out of the way and get him into some poses and some lighting and see how he poses up. I got to tell you, this was a figure set that I've been waiting for a long time. I've seen him around. He goes for about 100 plus, 90 to 100, 110 on eBay, and I really wasn't wanting to pay that. I wanted to catch him at a convention somewhere. Lots of people kind of like raise the prices when we go to cons, but I was able to catch this at Legion's Con last November, and I was able to get it for 75 bucks, and I think that's a really good deal because I think that might be the retail cost of this guy. And then since then, I'm glad I didn't overpay because since then, all four of the War of the Aetherblade sets, the male orc, the female orc, the deluxe like barbarian, and then the female barbarian, builder. They've all gone up on Big Bad Toy Store, so you can get them there now. Like, you can pre-order them for retail price. So I'm glad I didn't overpay for this guy, but he does look sweet. There are tons of options, and finally I get to use this gnarly, massive tank of a helmet and make a big tank character and get this guy on my shelf. So thank you guys for tuning in to another Mythic Monday. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark, and I will see you in the toy aisles.